Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Not those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's gonna love to meet the MPTS Mets of New York. Oh, put your hands together, people of the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering and cheering and jumping in their seats, where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball, but the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hand, and let 'em know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Not those home runs over the wall. The east side, west side, everybody's gonna love to meet the MPTS Mets of New York town. Of New York town.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to your channel for chat and strategy, news, all kinds of fun stuff. We're ready to roll in the house. Welcome to Philip Reynolds. We're using Inside Pitch. It's a blast. And I'm not totally set up yet, so you get a chance. You know, Kenny Holtzman was a Yankee up till today, and now he's facing the Yankees. Yeah, it happened just like that. And who are the Yankees facing? That's a good question. I thought I had all this set up, and nothing's set up. It's so you get a chance to see warts and all, right? It's going to be Doc Ellis. I like when Doc Ellis pitches. I mean, he had a heck of a season. So he always gives me a really good outing. So that gets me excited. So we're going to see a pretty good pitching matchup. Doc Ellis versus Kenny Holtzman. Kenny Holtzman was 14-11 with a 3.65 ERA. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so I think Kenny Holtzman starts with the Orioles. He's on the Orioles. That's right. He's with the Orioles, and then he eventually goes to the Yankees. That's what happens. Okay, so we got that down. Because he's been sitting with the Yankees, but I haven't used them at all. All right, so let's check and see what we got here. Now we're using iScore, which I haven't even opened up either. So, okay, everything is set up pretty much. All right, I see what I did. Everything is set up on iScore to play. Let's check this real quick. Al Bumbry, Mark Belanger at shortstop, batting second. Batting third is Reggie Jackson. That's right, number 44. I don't know that he was 44 yet on the Orioles. He's in right field. Lee May, first baseman. Batting cleanup, batting fifth is Kenny Singleton. He's the left fielder. The right fielder's center fielder, is Paul Blair. He's a 3. I remember him as being at like a 5 or thinking he was a 5. I don't know, but by 76, maybe he's not a 5 anymore. Like next is what did I miss? Brooks Robinson batting 7th and playing third base. He's been demoted to a 3. I imagine he was a 5 at some point in his career. I imagine. I don't know if the metrics say that. Dave Duncan. He's doing the catching today. Batting 8th and batting 9th is the second baseman, Doug DeCinces. So the Sensei plays all over the field. He actually plays the four infield positions. So that's interesting. That's kind of a modern look for a ball player. And for the Yanks, it's going to be Sandy Alomar, the DH. He's just joined the club the last 3 games in the series. And Roy White playing center field. Mickey Rivers is out with an injury. Thurman Munson is in right field. He's been in right field this whole series, which is kind of odd. Chris Chambliss is next, and he's playing first base, good range. Lou Pinella's in left field with a 3 range plus 1 arm, so that doesn't do us any good. Rick Dempsey's the catcher. He's a -2 arm, which that's going to be helpful. Greg Nettles, a 5 range. He's a star third baseman. He's batting 7th. Batting 8th is Willie Randolph, second baseman. And he's got a good range too, a range of 5 as well. So the Yankees have a heck of a. Oscar Gamble is not in this game, so we're going to pull his card to the side. Fred Stanley, batting 9th, playing shortstop with a 3 range. And we are ready to roll. We are ready to roll inside pitch, so let's get started. Wow, okay, cool. That's cool. So Philip picked up the PDF files, and he's got the 2019 version. And that is a more daunting task to learn the game with the 2019 version because, in 2019 you gotta make a lot of changes. That's why when I learn a new game, and until I learn a new game, I'll stick to the older seasons, and then I will fast forward into the present once I know the game, and I really like the game. I'll be like, yeah, I'm willing to go into a 2019, but I have a 2019 replay going right now with the Mets. To give me that experience with modern baseball. But holy cow, by the 4th or 5th inning, you got to start looking at endurance because there's pitchers out there that are not expected to go more than 6 innings, or that's like a full outing for them. So you get to the position that you have to start searching through the cards, unless you pre-prepare and you say, okay, these are the 5 pitchers that they're using. Then I'll just one when the time comes to replace the pitcher. But then that pitcher that you're bringing in can only go 1 inning. It's not like in 1976 where your relievers can go 2 innings, 3 innings, which makes it way easier to learn a game. Why? Because then you're just focusing on the game. You're focusing on the rules. You're focusing on the cards. You're focusing on learning the game, not making 100 changes. So I'll be doing that when I learn the game. So that's kind of what I learned. And that's why I kind of I shy away from modern replays when I'm trying to learn a game. Or there's an alternative to that. So if you do have the modern game, what I would do is I would minimize. Like when I learned replay baseball, I learned it with the 2018 set. And what did I do? I minimized changes. In other words, I try to minimize changes as much as I could, within I just didn't do as many pinch hitting opportunities. I maybe didn't do the pinch running opportunity. Instead I try to look for pitchers that could go that inning. I try to push the starter an extra couple of batters to end the inning, so then I only have 2 innings left to for relief. That sort of thing, because I wanted to focus more on the rules, learning the cards. So that's the thing that I did with when I played a more modern season, trying to learn replay baseball. And that kind of, and I also played the same game multiple times. In other words, I played a series between the Yankees. The Yankees played Oakland that year, and I think it was a wild card game. I believe it was 2018. And I replayed that game like 6 times, with the same lineup, just to learn, go through the motions of the rules and rolling the dice and reading the cards and then reading the charts. So I don't want anything else to be in the way. So I knew who I was going to bring in. I knew the players. I knew the pitchers. I knew the pinch hitters. So it made it much simpler for me to learn, just focus on learning the game. Anyway, let's get started. Let's start rolling. Doc Ellis. Doc Ellis was 17-8 with a 3.19 ERA. He in 211 innings pitched. Now, the following year, Doc Ellis was a carefree sort of guy. And I don't know that he was very, very compliant in general with rules, with team rules, and so on, because he bounces around to a lot of teams. Interesting guy. He starts off with the Yankees in '77, 3 starts, then gets sent over to Oakland and has an ERA of 9. Then goes to Texas and plays out the remaining, I think, 22 starts with Texas and does very, very well. I believe his ERA was below 3 in the 22 starts. So this is a guy that has talent, but he's like a hot potato for some reason. He's bouncing around, and I know he's had issues. I know with alcoholism, and he's had issues with drug addiction and so on. So this may be the factor that, but he's still performing. So it's hard to figure out. He has a great. The Pirates sent him over here with Willie Randolph for Doc Medich. So Doc for a Doc, right? And you're both going to get the checkup. But Doc Ellis has a tremendous season for the Yankees. Like I said, he goes 17-8 with a 3.19 ERA. He's facing Al Bunbury. Al Bunbury batted .251, did steal 42 bases. So if he gets on, guess what? He's going. All right, let's roll. Inside pitch. The red is for the column. The white is for the row. The other one is for when they need extra. They have another need for a result. And if you want to watch a really good quick review of Inside Pitch, if you're thinking of getting it, I think Bleacher Bums Gaming has a really good review. It's a 47-minute, pretty much in-depth review, and he really spent time on that review. So that'll be that's I think it's informative for you to check out. So here goes, play ball, and that you can't see it, but it's a 65. So 65 against a righty, it would be a K, but it's blank against a lefty, Al Bunbury. And that's going to be a 1-2, and that's going to be a ground ball through the left side and into left field. I think that's a little bit redundant, through the left side and into left field. I think it's through the left side, and that's a base hit. Mark Belanger, the shortstop. Bunbury's going to run, and that we rolled a base, and Doc Ellis keeping him close. So Mark Belanger, a 5.3, that's a potential walk at 16. It's not going to do it because we're a minus 2 walk at Yankee Stadium, and he's got versus a right, he's got a 12. So then we're going to roll off Belanger's card, and this is always a possibility of against a righty, that's a ball through into left field for a base hit. And runner Bunbury will hold, I believe, S6 1 to third. Yep, Bunbury's going to hold because Bunbury's not a 5 runner. Nope. All right, so first and second here. Now the Yankees, I believe, have lost 2 in a row. Yankees' record is 18-8. They've lost 2 in a row to the Orioles. And runners on first and second. Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson had the big home run in yesterday's game. 2-run shot in a 1-1 game. I don't remember the inning, but it was in the later innings. So Reggie Jackson hit 27 home runs and 500 at bats. Batted .277, stole 16 bases. I mean, he was a heck of a player. Goes to the Yankees after this, and after the '76 season, and you can watch Bronx is Burning. It's actually free on YouTube to learn more about the first year of Reggie Jackson arriving in New York. He was definitely a favorite of George Steinbrenner, for sure. George Steinbrenner was crazy about Reggie. He really wanted Reggie, and he wanted him to bat fourth. And Billy Martin wasn't so convinced that Reggie Jackson should be batting fourth, and that was an ongoing feud that they had. And because Billy Martin wanted Chris Chambliss to bat fourth because he felt that he was more of a contact hitter, and Reggie Jackson was always swinging for the fences, and that's not a good fourth place hitter. You want a guy that's going to make contact and put the ball in play to get that ground ball to the right side, to get that run across, to get that run home, that sort of thing. That's how Billy was thinking. Reggie Jackson was a guy that was just swinging for the fences, so that was the main conflict there for a long time. So we roll a 2-3. A 2-3 is going to be a potential walk against a righty. It's a 12 -2, so it's a 10. So we're going to have to roll off Jackson because the blue roll is higher than the walk. And that's a 6-6, and that's going to be a deep fly center field. And back goes White and makes the catch for the first out. And flyouts with a runners on flyouts, runner on second, less than 2 out. Subtract 3 from the base runner rating. Yeah, so not worth the risk. Not worth the risk. Lee May, first and second. We got a power hitter up. 25 home runs and 530 at bats, batted .260. Lee May, right-handed hitting first baseman. He's got a 3 range. That's a 2-4. And that's going to be blank on Doc Ellis's card. And it's a 4-4, and that's going to be a deep fly to right this time. And deep fly to right gives us a base runner rating to be able to advance. And at first base is Bunbury. Let's see what his it's a 3. So 3 or less. 4 or 5 he holds. 6 he's thrown out. So and with I'm going to hold him up. I'm going to hold him up with 2 outs. I don't want him to make the third out at third base because now I got Kenny Singleton. Singleton hit 13 home runs. Didn't have a lot of power yet. I think he improves his power numbers in 77 and so forth. He was more of a line drive hitter. The way everybody was pretty much taught in the 70s to be line drive hitters, to minimize the strikeouts, maximize productivity. But nowadays it's just like, oh, who cares? Strike out. As long as once in a while you get home run. All right, 2 outs now. First and second. Bunbury is off second. Mark Belanger is off first. That's a 66. That's going to be a potential walk on a 20. That's not going to do it. So we're going to roll, and we're going to try to see. We're going to try to angle this a little bit. I'm going to angle my tower so I can see if I. So you can hold this because there we go. 3-5. It's a little bit better now. Let me just bring this in just a little bit. All right. So it's Kenny Singleton off Kenny Singleton's card. 3-5. And against a righty, that's going to be a ground ball through the right side, and that's a base hit. And an S4, and around to score is Bunbury. Let's see if Belanger goes to third on this hit. So to score and to go to third, Belanger does go to third. Oh, wait. Belanger does go to third. So it's first and third. So a 2-out hit for 2-out single for Kenny Singleton puts the Orioles up 1-0 here in the first inning. First and third now for Paul Blair. Let's look at Paul Blair. Paul Blair becomes a Yankee. I believe 77, 78, 79. Plays 3 years with the Yankees towards the end of his career. I mean, he was an Oriole already in the late 60s. And Paul Blair batted 197 with 3 home runs and almost 400 at bats. Yeah. So he batted below the Mendoza line, 197 and almost 400 at bats. Hit only 3 home runs. So he's not really. Let's see if we can get by Paul Blair, but he's not a threat generally speaking as a hitter. But you never know. And that's a 1-2, and that's going to be a strikeout, and it is. So Doc Ellis strikes out Paul Blair to end the inning. And it's going to be Sandy Alomar leading it off. Sandy Alomar against Ken Holtzman. Ken Holtzman, the lefty. Ken Holtzman was a big part of the Cubs in the 60s. And then he was a big part of the Oakland A's in the 70s as well. And now he's with the Orioles, and eventually he'll be with the Yankees for the middle of 76 and the 77. I don't remember if he was on the team in 78. He wasn't embraced by the Bronx audience. So he had his boos. He faced a lot of booing. Ken Holzman, 6'4", and that's going to be ballpark. So this is a fun part of inside pitch, the ballpark. And it's a 5-5, and that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. That's Fred Chicken Stanley, throws him out. So not very much happened there, but that's okay. Roy White, a 4-1, and that's a potential error. So it's a potential error, and a 4-3 is going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. So that could be an error on the first baseman. It's a 19, so no. And does the first baseman flip to the pitcher on a 1 and 2? That's the way I play it. It's going to be a 3-1. About 30% of the time, on ground there's the first base. The first baseman flips to the pitcher. So you can do it on a D6, or you can do it on a D10. About 30% of the time. So 1, 2, 3 on a D10, or 1, 2 on a D6. Thurman Munson with 2 outs. Thurman Munson is batting .356. He's got 8 doubles, 3 homers, 19 RBIs. Here's the oh, that's a foul ball. Souvenir for a lucky fan. That's a 6-4, and that's going to be ballpark again. 6-4 on the ballpark, so the ballpark takes over. That's a 5-3. It's going to be a rare play chart. Let's pull out the rare play chart. Men on base, no men on base. Now let's put it right here. No men on base. Let's move this back a little bit. See, there we go. Try to get everything in here. All right. So we're going to roll the 2d6, 61. And a 61, right fielder crashes into wall chasing a deep drive. Resolve on a range play. A D9 range play. Check the injury to right fielder after the play. I don't play with injuries, so I'm not worried about that. Let's see. Oh, it's a 5. I don't think he's going to catch that ball. Who's in right field? Munson. Oh, my God. There's no way Munson's going to. Oh, wait. No. Reggie is in right field. Let me check. Wait. Yeah, Reggie's in right field. And he's a 3, so that's going to be a double. Double for Munson. They're going to run out and check on Reggie. Reggie hit against the wall here. What was that, 61? Yeah, he crashed into the wall, and he's slow getting up. So they're going to check for his injury out there. And 6 or less, he'll be injured tomorrow. He'll wake up and he'll be sore tomorrow. That's a 4, so he'll be sore tomorrow. But we don't play them tomorrow, so then they'll worry about that tomorrow. Right now, I'm worrying about the game. So Munson, would I like to get Reggie out of the game? I sure as heck would. Hey there, Salvador. How are you, brother? All right, Chris Chambliss. Chris Chambliss is batting .214. 4 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. Chris Chambliss. And that's going to be a 5-6. A 5-6 is a potential strikeout, but on a 20, Chris Chambliss is not striking out like that. That's a 2-2, and that's a ground ball second base. Up with it is the Sensei's, throws him out, and that retires the side. All right, top of the second, 1-0, Orioles. It's going to be Brooks Robinson, the Brooks Robinson. 3-6 is a potential K. That's an 8 against a righty. Nope. These guys don't strike out very much. 1-4, and that's line and caught by Fred Chicken Stanley at shortstop. And Dave Duncan. That's a 1-5. That's a walk plus. A walk plus, you add 10 points to the walk. So against a righty, a walk is a 10. So that's a 20 roll, a 12, ball 4. Duncan, Dave Duncan is on base. And it's Doug DeCinces. 3-3, that's a blank. So we go to the batter's card, a 1-6, and that's line base hit to right. And there's only 1 out, so we're going to hold. We're going to hold Duncan, who's slow-footed catcher. He's a guy that goes station to station. Yeah, he's a one base running. I mean, yeah, he's got cement boots on. All right, Al Bunbury. Al Bunbury against Doc Ellis again. The Orioles are giving Doc Ellis a rough time here in the top of the second inning. He walked Dave Duncan, and now he's singled. He's given up a single to Doug DeCinces, so it's first and second. It's Al Bunbury now. Snake Eyes is a ballpark result. So that's real exciting about this game. You don't have any idea what's going to happen on this. Say 2-3, and that's going to be a single to right. A single to right. I'm sorry, a single to left. It's a +1 to go home. That would put him at a 2. My left fielder's arm. Who's out there? It's Lou Piniella. Lou Pinella's a +1. That would make it a 3. And there's one out. So it's going to be a single. Let's get that going. And then we're going to try to score. Let's try to score the slow-footed catcher, Duncan, on a 3. We're going to look at the throw chart on this. And it's a 4, so roll is less than or equal to. Nope. Then runners advances. Otherwise, they hold. So he's going to stop at third base. So, no, he will not advance. So bases loaded now, only one out. Yanks have the infield halfway up the middle, looking for that double play ball. Now, yeah, so actually with the bases loaded, you can have the infield in, and then you can have the infield halfway, which is where you can go home or you can go for the double play. And then you have the infield back, which you're just going for the double play. So yeah, there's actually 3 different defensive setups within a bases loaded or a runner on third situation, which is interesting. I was talking to a baseball player the other day, an infielder, longtime information of the defense. But with a runner on third and the bases loaded, or runners on first or the bases loaded, depending on how the ball's hit, you want to have an opportunity to go after that runner at home as well. So this is an interesting scenario for the game and conversations, because a lot of times in conversations, if you're in, you're just going for the runner at home, which gives you a +2. But then there's a halfway with the bases loaded, which is basically halfway. It means that you're going for either a double play or you're having a chance for the runner at home. And then, of course, there's back, which is you're going for the double play. There's no way back that you're not going for the double play because there's a runner at first and there's less than 2 outs. You see? So that's a different configuration that you're nobody the runner on first, for example, where you're back or you're at double play depth, you wouldn't be in, of course. But it's a whole different set of circumstances. There's a situation where you can either go for the runner at home or try for the double play, and that's a different defensive configuration. So we were talking about that, and I thought that would be interesting to bring up and have people discuss. And I will talk more about that in the future. So Mark Belanger with the bases loaded and 1 out. Doc Ellis looks in for the sign. That's a 2-1. That's a potential strikeout. We need a strikeout here, but that 14 isn't going to do it. Nope. So we're going to have to roll over on Belanger's card. Remember, the infield is set up for a double play, which is the way I play it. 6-2, and that's going to be a single into left field. And an S6 with 1 out. S6 with 1 out is going to be a 3 or better to score from second base. And DeCinces, I don't know what his DeCinces is under here. 3 or better. He is a 3. So a S6 is a 3 or better to score. So DeCinces is going to score on that. And to go to third on the S6, you need a 5. And Bunbury, I don't believe, has a 5. No, he's below a 5. So he's going to stop. So let's get that in. It's a single RBI, a 2 RBI single for Mark Belanger on the S6. And it's going to be Reggie Jackson now. All right, Reggie Jackson, runners on first and second with only 1 out. Score is 3-0 Orioles. That's a 5-4. 5-4 is going to be a potential strikeout. But that's a 20. That's a real high roll, so we're not going to get the strikeout we need right here. So the rolls are not going in Doc Ellis's favor. That looks like a 4-3. And a 4-3 is going to be a ball that's driven into the right center field gap. And that's going to bounce off the wall. So that's going to be 1 run for sure. A D7. D7 is going to be a -1 on DeCinces for him to score. And I believe he's a 3. He is a 3. So it's a -1 in our right fielder's arm out there. Munson. Thurman Munson in right field I think is a 0. No, in right field is a +1. So that 3 becomes a 3. It went down 1 and becomes a 3 again. And you know what? With 1 out, we're going to hold up on the double. It's going to be an RBI double for Reggie Jackson, and Belanger is going to hold up at third base. All right. So, wow, it's 4-0 here, Baltimore. And Doc Ellis is really struggling to get out of the second inning. He got the first out on the line out, but then it was a walk to dunk, a single by DeCinces, a single by Bunbury, a single by Belanger, and a double by Jackson. So that's 1, 2, 4 hits in a row, and it's Lee May now. Doc Ellis getting pounded a little bit here, guys. No, Salvador. That's the wrong attitude, sir. All right, 2-1. It's a strikeout. Strike 3 on Lee May. Fastball, high cheese. Sends him packing with a cheese sandwich. And Kenny Singleton with 2 outs now. So Lee May swinging for the fences. 4-0 Baltimore here in the top of the second. There's 2 outs. There's runners on second and third. And 2-4, and that's going to be blank. So we're going to go off Singleton. Singleton's a 3-3, and that's going to be a star line 3, which is a ground ball to short. Chicken Stanley throws him out, and that retires the side. Holy smokes, I never felt I'd get out of that inning. All right, Lou Piniella. Kenny Holtzman looks in for the sign. That's a 5-3. That's a potential walk against a righty. And a walk is a 3. That's 13, but we rolled a 19, so it's not a walk. Holy smokes. So we're going to roll off Piniella, see what Piniella can do with that pitch. 6-5, and that's going to be lined and caught by DeCinces at second base. Rick Dempsey, his first at bat. 3-4, that's blank. So we're rolling off DeCinces again. And 6-3, that's a star line 6 fly ball, shallow right. In comes Jackson. Limping a little bit from that crash into the wall earlier. Gets it. But I guess he doesn't want to come out of the game. Greg Nettles. 1-2, and that's a potential K against a lefty. A 16 puts it, nope, won't do it. It's got a 13. So that's going to be a 3-1, and that's a fly ball to right, deep right field. Back goes Jackson to the track, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So Paul Blair. Now Paul Blair batted 197, almost 400 at bats. Yeah. Take a little bit of water here. Little water break. All right, we're in the top of the third inning. It's 4-0 Orioles. Paul Blair, Doc Ellis. 5-6, that's a potential throwing error. 2-3, and that's going to be a fly ball to center field that may drop in. So this is sort of like a range play, but it is an official range play. You got to just look at this section on top here versus a right-handed pitcher. He's going to definitely get some sort of hit. We roll a 10, and that's going to drop in there in front of the center fielder White for a single. So Paul Blair singles, and he's going to try to steal. Nope, doesn't get it. Brooks Robinson now. Let's roll for Brooks Robinson, 3-3. And that's going to be blank on Ellis's card. 1-6, and that's a fly to left. In left field, is Pinella. Pinella makes the catch. One down. And it's Dave Duncan, 6-5. 6-5 is a potential K against Duncan, and that's strike 3. So it gets Duncan. Blows one by Dave Duncan for out number 2. And it's Doug DeCinces now. 1-4. That's star line, some sort of star line. Let's see what kind of star line it is. It's a 2-star line, which ground ball to Nettles. Nice play. Fires the first and retires. DeCinces. Go to bottom of the third. 4-0. Orioles. Oh, wait. Why do I have 5-0? Hold on. Let me go back to that inning. There may have been a ground ball out, which the guy scored at the end. Yeah, that usually happens. I got to go fix that. Let me go redo that inning. I hate doing this because this can mess up the whole game so easily. All right, let me go score that again. Let me go back. Let me see. Quick out, 6-3. I believe it was that one. Yes, it was. So let's make that out again. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. And runner does not score, so you got to be careful with that. All right, now we're good. We should be good. Everything is set. It's going to be Willie Randolph. Started off, he's really struggled at the beginning. And he was batting 200, and then all of a sudden started hitting, and he was up to like 350, 340, something crazy like that. And now he's back down to 300. So that's kind of the way the game works. Streaks, Willie Randolph against Kenny Holzman. 5-4, and that's a potential throwing error. Let's see if that could be a throwing error. 5-5. It's a ground ball through the left side. Base hit. So Willie Randolph down 4 runs, but it's still early in the game. Oh, wait. Wait a second. Should be bottom of the third. Wait a second. Okay. Oh, boy. Let me see what I did here. Oh, boy. I should have took a picture of that. Should have took a picture of that. All right, let me do this real quick here. It was a single. Then it was a fly out to left, I believe. Then it was a K. I remember that. I'm going back to redo the top of the third inning from memory, okay? Because that's what happens with this. When you try to fix stuff, you create more problems. And Doug DeCinces grounded out to, I believe, the shortstop. And that, okay. All right. Now the bottom of the third, because when I fixed what I fixed, I erased the whole top of the third inning. All right. So it's 4-0. Fred Chicken Stanley is up. Willie Randolph is on. It's 4-0, and we're going to try to get a lead for – oh, that's a 4, right? I didn't use that. So that 4, we will get a lead. Oh, no, it's a 6. 6 minus 1 is a 5. The catcher, Duncan, is a +1. So he's going to get the lead. So Willie Randolph is going to go 1 to 15, to 1 to 13, and Duncan 1 to 14. He steals. Oh my God, he's caught stealing. Holy smokes. What did I say? It was 1 to 15 minus 2, 1 to 13. So it was +1 minus 14 and roll the 15. So Willie Randolph caught stealing, throw down and gets Randolph trying to steal. Down 4 runs. Wow. Well, bottom of the third. It's still early. You know what? Fred Stanley's up. Let's go 1 out. 4-4 Wild. That's a foul ball. 5-1. That's a ground ball to third. That's Brooks Robinson. Easy play for Brooks Robinson. Legend Brooks Robinson. Salvador. Rain delays. I don't play rain delays, Philip. Oh. But yeah, they probably have rain delays. 4-5. 4-5 is a blank. We go off Sandy Alomar. And it's a 6-5, and that's going to be a ground ball again to Brooks Robinson. Throws out Alomar, and that retires the side to go top of the fourth. Al Bumbry's leading it off against Doc Ellis. 2-6, that's blank. And it's a 3-1, and that's going to be a ground ball to second, 1 down. Mark Belanger, he's singled twice. He's 2 for 2. He actually had a good batting average in 1976. Batted .270. Yes, Mark Belanger, the reason I say that was a good batting average, he's known for batting .200. 4-6. That's going to be a blank on Ellis's card. So here goes off Belanger. 1-5, and that's a star line grounder to short. Fred Chicken Stanley throws him out. That's 2 down. Reggie Jackson. 2-6 is a blank. Reggie Jackson. 6-3, star line 4, ground ball first base. A ground ball first base is going to be an M, and that retires the side. Kenny Holtzman against Roy White, Thurman Munson, Chris Chambliss. 1-6 against a switch hitter batting righty. That's a potential walk. A 20 won't be a walk, that's for sure, even though it was 18. But Yankee Stadium is -2. That's a 2-2, and that's going to be a fly to left. Left fielder's Kenny Singleton makes the catch. Thurman Munson is up next. He doubled. He's batting .362. Thurman Munson, the 1976 MVP. 2-6. That's ballpark. We'll roll on the ballpark. Let's see what happens in Yankee Stadium. 3-3, and that's a star line 1, which is a grounder to second. The Senseis makes the play. Love this game. Can't stop rolling. I haven't stopped rolling since I bought this game. I think I played it every single day since I bought it. Well, that's not unlike what I did with Payoff Pitch. But I don't know that I was as exuberant and exhilarated playing Payoff Pitch as I am this game, because it has the tryout, they call it, the pitcher batter ballpark card. And there's a lot of drama. You never know what's going to happen. There's always a chance. There's always a chance something will go your way. So Chris Chambliss, he's 0 for 1. He grounded out. Here's the pitch from Holtzman. 5-4. That's a potential throwing error. Let's see what happens here. On a 4-5, and that's going to be versus a lefty. Is going to be a single to right. Single to right for Chambliss. And it's Lou Piniella with 2 outs, runner on first. Snake Eyes is a potential home run against a lefty, but against a righty, we're going to have to roll off Pinella's card. 6-2, and that's a ground ball to third. Nice play by Robinson. Fires to first, and that retires the side. Lee May against Doc Ellis. 5-5. That's a potential strikeout. An 8, 13 minus 3, 10. Strike 3. Lee May strikes out for the second consecutive time. Wow. All right. Kenny Singleton. 2-2. That's a potential strikeout. And that's strike 3. Kenny Singleton strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Doc Ellis. So Doc Ellis has retired 6 in a row right now. So he's gotten stronger. Was shaky at the beginning, but he's got slowly but surely he's gotten stronger in this game. Doc Ellis versus Paul Blair. Paul Blair's 1 for 2. He singled in the third. That's that crazy inning where I had to reproduce the third inning by memory. 2-3. That's going to be a potential walk of 5 against righty, and that's ball 4. So Blair walks. 2 outs, runner on first. Going to try to steal with Blair. And what is that, 14? 14 won't do it. He's a 5 attempt. All right, so Brooks Robinson, he's 0 for 2. That's 5-5. That's going to be a range play. Range play off Brooks Robinson's card. So it's a 1-2. A 1-2 is a question mark 7. So this is interesting because there's a couple of things that go into play here. So my left fielder, Lupinella, which I think is a 3, will be able to catch this. We'll be able to catch this, and he doesn't. So now we have to look if, well, he may still catch it. So let's see what happens here versus a righty. We got all the way up to 16. We roll a 16, and that's going to be a ball that drops in the left field corner, and that kind of scoots away from Piniella around to score is Paul Blair, and chugging around second is Brooks Robinson to throw to third, and he is safe with a 2-out triple. Holy smokes. Something I'd never expect to happen. He actually has a T 11-16 on that question mark roll. That is fun. Oh, and that question mark was one. I had a question mark somewhere here, whatever it was. I think it was 1-2. There it was. Question marks 1-2. So that was against a right-handed pitcher. So wow, that's crazy. So I guess he hit a couple of triples. I don't know, but I guess Brooks Robinson hit a couple of triples in 1976. I mean, he's got some years on him by this point. He must be at least 36, 37 years old. Guy's still hitting triples. All right, so Brooks Robinson, RBI triple with 2 outs, and Doc Ellis, is looking for Wyatt Earp at this point. That's the 5th run of the game. 5-0 Orioles here in the top of the 5th, and Doc Ellis is looking for the Earp brothers to get him out of the OK Corral, because that's what it seems like he's been pitching at the whole game. He's going on his 27th batter, so he's allowed. No, he's actually 26 batters. He's got 2 more batters he's allowed. Once he reaches 6 runs, I'll pull him. I could also go to 12, and I think the 12 I could pull him on the 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then plus he's past that. So I'm going to pull him right now. I'm going to bring in. Let's see who I can bring in this game. I don't want to use and abuse. I'm not an abuser. In this game, they use Tippy Martinez. All right, I'm going to bring in Tippy Martinez. Tippy Martinez, Dave Pagan. Oh, that's cool. I haven't used these guys. So this game, I'm going to use as many pitchers as I can. It's going to slow the game a little bit. So Dave Pagan is going to replace. And he's actually becomes a Baltimore Oriole. The guy I'm bringing in becomes a Baltimore Oriole. He's got a Baltimore Oriole card because an inside pitch, you got to go to the last team they played on, and you got to pull the card from there. So the good thing about learning the game in '76 is that there's not a lot of trades, really. Let's be honest with you. There's not a lot of moves. So Dave Pagan is coming in, so I'm going to put him in the game, new pitcher, and it's going to be Pagan. He replaces Doc Ellis. I rolled already. It's a 5-2, and I'm going to go with that. I don't know what that's going to become. 5-2 is a fly to right, and that's the 3rd out, and that retires the side. So Pagan comes in, gets his man, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 5-0 Orioles. Let's see if the Yankees get something going against Kenny Holston. 4-3. That's a range play off Dempsey's card. A range play 2-5, and that's going to be line 6. Now Belanger, I believe, is one of the top fielding. Yeah, he's a 5. So 5 or less, he makes an amazing diving stab at the line drive, which he does. And that's L6 if you're scoring at home. Doug DeCinces, Rick Dempsey lines to Mark Belanger, who makes a diving catch. Greg Nettles. 4-5, that's blank, so we go off Nettles' card. Nettles has to start hitting some home runs. 3-1, that's a deep fly to right, but that's not going to have the distance. And Reggie Jackson catches it at the warning track. Oh, that's good. 6-2. 6-2 is a range play for Randolph, so he may get lucky on this. A 1-2 is a range play center field. Bumbry's in center. Bumbry's a 3 in center field. He's a 3, so it's 3 or less, and no, it drops in. So is this going to be a double or a single? And it's going to be a single. So that drops in front of, oh, yeah, I played it that way. I don't know if it's the right way to play it because it was a single to center, so maybe it should remain a single to center. It's not like a failed range play. You don't look at that, I don't think. It's hard to say. Because it started off as a single. Does he catch a single or does he not catch a single? So that's the question I have there. MLK Negro League. That's a very cool thing, Philip. I like that. We're going to check out your Negro League MLK tribute game. We will check that out, guys. Make sure we check that out. I will check that out. All right, Fred Stanley. 2 outs. Runner on first. Kenny Holtzman here in the bottom of the 5th. 6-6, that's a blank. 4-4, that's fly out. Left field. Kenny Singleton makes the catch. That retires the side. Doug DeCinces against Dave Pagan. 2-4, that's blank. Whoa, that's foul ball on DeCinces' card. 6-6, that's a fly out deep right field. Munson's out there. Hauls it in. 1 out. Top of the 6th. 1-2. Stop that. My cat's knocking stuff over. Stop that. All right. 1-2 is a potential walk. That's a 6 versus a righty, and it is a walk. Look, everything's going over here, okay? Knock everything off over here. Look. All right, she's going to start knocking things over. There it goes. All right, so this is a potential walk, and it is a walk. Al Bumbry's on at first. He's going to try to steal. 16, that does not do it. So Bumbry's on at first. Mark Belanger. Belanger's 2 for 3 today. That's a 6-3, and that's a potential K versus a righty, and that is going to be a strikeout. It's my cat knocking all my little Appa cups over. Reggie Jackson now, 2 outs, runner on first. Reggie Jackson for the day is 1 for 3 with an RBI double. It's the pitch from Pagan. That's a 5-3, and that's going to be a potential error. Oh, that's a foul ball. Let's see if that's an error on who. 4-6, and that's a potential error on the right fielder. 13, and Munson's terrible out there. Munson's terrible out there, so, that's going to be an error on Munson because it's an odd. Now we have to check. We got to roll 1 die and see. Reggie Jackson's a 3. If it's 3 or less, it's a 2-base error. So it is a 2-base error. And that, my friend, 2-base error. Let's see, fail check. Error. So it's a 2-base error. What happens to the runner at first? Oh, hitter advances 2 bases. Well, Munson, I guess we can go to the throw chart on this. Munson is a +1. There's 2 outs. That's another +1. The runner at first base is a 3, so that's a 5. It's like, let's say, a double to right field, so that's a -1, so it makes it a 4. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I'm playing it. I don't know if how to play this because it's a right field, a 2-base error in right field with 2 outs. I had a runner on first. I could just say he holds a third, but what the heck? I'm up by 5 runs, 5-0. So why not try to score him? So let me roll on a throw chart. I'll roll on a throw chart like if it's a double to right, and that's a 4. And the 4 says is roll is less or equal to ABR, which it is. Runner advances. So there you go. So that's going to be an unearned run on that 2-base error. So batter on let's see, error, second on error, and the Bunbury scores. The error is on the right fielder. And I don't know if this is his second error today. Let me check the box score. This may be his second error today. Munson, this is his second error in right field. He's got an 18 out there. Got an 18. So he made 2 errors in right field. I think these are the only 3 games he plays all year in right field. So now it's Lee May. So we're going to toggle that. We're going to toggle that unearned run. We did that. So it's going to be Lee May against Pagan. Pagan he can go 8. He's only gone 5 batters. That's a 2-6. That's a blank. So we're going to roll on Lee May. That's a 66. That's a fly out center field. White on the run, runs it down, and now retires aside. Wow. So they score another run. So it's 6-0 now, Orioles. And it's Sandy Alomar leading off against Kenny Holtzman. 3-5. That's a blank. That's a 5-6 against a lefty. That's a single through into right. Roy White. We're not running at this point, just playing it conservatively. We're down by 6. 5-5 by pitch. Nope, we're rolling on White's card. 6-1, that's line. Now, this could be a double play, a potential double play. Runner on first. On a roll of a 1, it's a double play. And he doubles him up at first base. Holy smokes. So it's going to be a 6-3 double play. Line drive double play. Double off first. 6-6-3. And holy smokes. Sandy Alomar doubled off first with down by 6 runs on that line drive by Roy White. And it's Thurman Munson with 2 outs now. That's a 2-5. Question mark, question mark. I misplayed this a few games back against a righty, which he is. Question mark is here on this side. I played it as a home run last time, so I got to be careful with that. And it's 1-7. We roll the 7. And it's going to be a star line out of some kind. And we roll a 4. That's going to be a ground ball to third. DeCin stays up with it, throws out Munson. That retires aside. Kenny Singleton, top of the 7th. 5-2. 5-2 is a tired single. Pagan is still in there. He's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7, so he's good for 8. So this is a tired single. Now, it's not it's a tired single result, but that means it's a blank because he's not tired. So we're going to roll on Singleton's card. That's a 5-1, and that's going to be a ground ball to first base. 1 out. Paul Blair. 2-4, that's a blank. 2-1, that's a ground ball to third. Nettles. And we're going to bring in Tippy Martinez. I try to be cautious and respectful of the batters faced. I think it's important to do that when you play. Not to go over, not to push it. Let's see. I can't find Martinez. Let's make sure Tippy Martinez is still with the Yankees. Let me see in this. Yeah, Martinez pitches for the Yankees in this. I don't know why I switched them over. I think I may have switched them over to Baltimore. Let's see. Yep, he must be with Baltimore. Grant Jackson moved over to Baltimore. Dennis Martinez, Tippy Martinez. He's still a Yankee. So he's coming in. He does eventually go to Baltimore, but he's still a Yankee right now. So he's going to come in. New pitcher. All right, Tippy Martinez is in there. He's going to face Brooks Robinson with 2 outs. And it's a 5-5. He can go 7. 5-5 is going to be a star line. Star line, ground ball, second base. Randolph makes the play, and that retires the side. Next is Chris Chambliss leading it off for the Yankees. Chambliss, Pinella, and Dempsey against Kenny Holtzman. That's a 6-1. That's a potential home run versus a lefty. So we're going to look over here, 17. That's not going to do it. It's 1-6. Oh, it's actually a 1 versus a lefty. So that's a 4-4. It's a ground ball, second base. The Sensei throws out Chambliss. Lou Pinella, 6-1. Potential homer versus a lefty, but not versus a righty. So that's a 5-5, and that's going to be question mark 9. And we rolled a 1 against a lefty. That's going to drop in there for a single. Base hit to right for Pinella. So a 2-out single, a 1-out single, excuse me. And now it's Rick Dempsey. That's a 3-4. That's blank. So we're looking at Dempsey's card. A 4-6 is versus a lefty is going to be a ground ball second base. This is a potential double play. And we rolled a 1. There's no way it's not a double play. 2 plus the 1 for halfway. So that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. That ends the inning. All right. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Dave Duncan. This is the bottom of the order for Tippy Martinez. Playing inside pitch baseball, 6-5. 6-5, that's a potential strikeout. We rolled an 11 versus a left-handed pitcher. It's a 12, so that's strike 3. Tippy Martinez strikes out Duncan. The Sensei's now. 4-4, that's a potential K. We roll a 6 versus a lefty. That's strike 3, back-to-back Ks. 5-6, that's a potential hit by pitch, -3. 1, we're rolling 11, so it's going to be a roll-off Bumbry's card. Bumbry's walked and singled twice. He's 2 for 3. 5-2. That's going to be a ground ball to Randolph, and that retires the side. Go to the Yankee bottom, 6-0 Orioles. It's going to be Nettles leading it off. 6-5. It's going to be a potential walk at an 18. It won't be a walk. So we're rolling off Nettles' card. 2-3, and that's going to be line drive, base hit to center. So single for Nettles. Randolph next. That's a 3-6, and that's going to be I guess a righty, a star line out of some kind. This could end up being a double play. A 5, nope, fly to center. Right there is Bumbry. Makes the catch. Fred Stanley, and we're going to get a righty, Otto Velez. Otto Velez is going to pinch hit, and then we're going to get Jim Mason to come in. So let's look for Velez. Try to fly through Mason's going to come in to play shortstop for the last inning. We got a pinch hitter, something I don't do a lot of, but doing it in this game. So Otto Velez is coming in to pinch hit for Stanley. And with Velez, he's towards the end. All right, so Stanley's in there. Stanley's going to be called back, and it's going to be Otto Velez versus Kenny Holtzman. It's going to be a 4-2, and that's a blank, so we're going to roll off Velez and see what happens. 3-1, and that's going to be a star line 1, which is a grounder at second. The Sensei's makes the play. 2 outs. Top of the order for the Yanks, Sandy Alomar. Oh, wait, there was a runner on first. Hold on a second, Cowboy. Let's roll for the double play. That's a 1. So that's going to be a double play. Hold on. That's going to be a double play on the grounder. Otto Velez is an automatic double play. So it's a 4-6-3 double play. So let's go back. 4-6-3 double play. Glad I caught that. I forgot there was a runner on first base at this point. 4-6-3. Okay, there's a pinch hitter. I know that. So we're going to have to install Mason as a shortstop into the game in that ninth position, the third slot in the ninth position. We're going to look for Mason at shortstop. Yes. All right. He's in there. All right. And then we got to go to defense and change that as well because otherwise he won't show up properly. So you got to go defense. So you got to learn all this with ball stat. I mean, there is a learning curve here. I'm not going to deny it. I made a lot of mistakes, and I still make mistakes. Sometimes it messes up the whole season, so you got to be very careful. I deleted somebody by accident, and that was a huge mistake because once you delete them from the roster, I can't figure out how to get him back in there. So then there's a player missing as the stats aren't being kept for one player. Mark Belanger, Tippy Martinez. We're going to get another pitcher. Who was another pitcher in this game? Kenny Brett. Kenny Brett's going to pitch. Oh, that's cool. I haven't used him yet. So new pitcher, Kenny Brett. And here goes, Mark Belanger. Kenny Brett, a lefty to Belanger. 3-2, and that's going to be a ground ball. Oh, that's his hitting card. Wait a second. Oh, no. All right, so let me double check. Pitcher. Okay, that's his pitching card. All right, I'm sorry. So that's a 3-2, so that's a ground ball to shortstop. All right, so there's one out. Oh, that's a foul ball. Next batter is Reggie Jackson. That's a 4-6, and that's a ground ball to first base. Weird card. I don't know why. And now it's Lee May. And that's a 5-5, and a 5-5 is another ground ball. So this guy is I don't know what. I guess is a ground ball pitcher. I don't know. Kind of interesting. There's no blanks on his card. His ERA was wait, that's his average. Wait a second. There's something wrong here. Wait, I did something wrong. Hold on a second. Hold on, Cowboy. Hold on. This guy needs to have two cards. I think I'm using his hitter card. Hold on, let me get. All right, sorry guys. I'm back. I got an issue with Kenny Brett. I got to go into Chicago. So I think I got his. I think he's got a batting card because it says pitcher, but it's his batting underneath. That's not a pitcher's card. So wait a second here. Let me look at. So I got to replay that inning. What was that? Top of whatever that was. The top of the 8th inning. Got to replay it because that made absolutely no sense. No, top of the 9th inning. Excuse me, top of the 9th inning. I'm going to have to replay that. So let's go back. Let's undo all those outs. That was funny. I was like, wait a second, there's something wrong here. So yeah, I'm using his batter card as a pitcher. So that's funny. And he was a heck of a batter. I mean, generally speaking, he doesn't show it here. 12 at bats, 083, but he was known as being a good hitter. Pat Kelly. Ken Brett, there he is. Holy smokes. All right. Let's replay that inning. That was funny. Only a novice would do something like that. Somebody who knows the game a little bit better. I knew there was something wrong. I was saying, wait a second, that can't be. That's not what a pitcher card looks like. And then, of course, I didn't know to see all that. I don't know. It was just my brain it was brain freeze. My brain was frozen. I couldn't think. All right, let's do it again. Leading off is Mark Belanger. That's going to be a 3-2. Now, that's home run against anybody. So let's check down here against a right-handed batter, 1-4, we roll a 20. So that's not going to do it. So we're going to roll off Belanger's card. 6-3. 6-3 is a fly to center field. One out. Top of the 9th, it's 6-0 Orioles. It looks like they're going to sweep the Yankees in this 3-game series at Yankee Stadium. New York papers are not going to be happy. If you know the New York papers, they're not going to be happy. And the headlines are ugly. Reggie Jackson, 3-4. 3-4 is a potential walk. And against a lefty, it is going to be a walk. So Jackson, ball 4. Lee May. Lee May is 0 for 4 on the day with 2 strikeouts and 2 flyouts. So he's due. 2-6, that's a blank. So let's see what happens off May's card. And a 3-1 is going to be a fly to center field. White. White covering for Rivers, who's out with an injury. Makes the catch. And 6-4. 6-4 against he's batting righty because he's a switch hitter. So it's a plus. It's going to be a 19. Well, no, it's not. It's a 9, but it's going to be 20. Yeah, it's automatic walk. Ball 4. Singleton's on, first and second, 2 outs. Paul Blair. Let's see if Kenny Brett can work his way through this. That's a blank, 6-5. Then Paul Blair, 2-4. And that's popped up. Nettles under it, makes the catch. That retires the side. The Yanks. Last licks, 6-0. Let's hope for a comeback. Let's hope for a big comeback. Most of the fans have exited. They want to avoid the traffic on the parkway there. And leading it off is going to be Sandy Alomar leading it off. Bottom of the 9th, 6-0 Orioles. Most of the fans have left. Sandy Alomar at the plate facing Kenny Holtzman, who's going for a complete game. He can go 31 batters. We're at 27. He's completed 27. Still got 4 more to go. 2-2. That's going to be a blank. So let's see if Sandy Alomar, who batted .239 in 1976, can do something about that. 6-3, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. Singleton makes the catch. Kenny Singleton playing left. I remember him as a right fielder. I think later on, once Reggie left, he moved to right field. He's a Yankee announcer. 2-1. 2-1 is a potential home run for Roy White. Now, he's batting righty, so 1-16. We roll a 14, so we're going to roll against a left-handed pitcher, 1-6. So 1-6, and that ball's gone and caught. No, it's not caught yet. It wasn't So now we're going to roll for White, 5-4, and that's going to be ground ball second base. The Senseis throws him out. 2 down. Yanks are down to their last out. Thurman Munson. Thurman Munson batting .355 against Kenny Holtzman. 3-4. That's blank. So we're looking off Munson's card. 4-2, and that's going to be Starline out, ground ball, Belanger, and that's the ball game. So the Orioles shut out the Yankees. Kenny Holtzman. No wonder the Yankees are going to trade for Kenny Holtzman, and I think they give it all up for Kenny Holtzman. I'll tell you, because he comes over, and Kenny Holtzman gets the win. Ellis gets the loss. This game was played Sunday, May 16th, 1976 at Yankee Stadium. This is a blast, guys. This is a blast. Love this. So now we're going to update the teams. So all the stats are there for us. Updated both teams. All my stats are in. And before I say goodbye, let me open up the box score. And let me open up the box score and read out the line score for you. It was 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Yankees. I'm sorry, for the Orioles, excuse me. And for the Yankees, it was no runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Yankees worth mentioning, 2 for 3 for Randolph. Had 2 hits. That's about it. Ellis gave up 5 runs in 4.2 innings. Pagan came in first time as a Yankee, pitched 2 hitless innings. Martinez made, I think, his 4th appearance at 1.1, no hits. And Kenny Brett made his first appearance, which was a funny experience because I brought in his batter card and used it as a pitcher card, and if anybody's if anybody's watching who plays inside pitch, that must have been hilarious. He must have been sitting there saying, "Oh my God!" So yeah, I used Kenny Brett's hitting card as a pitcher, and I was reading all the out results because he only batted .083, and I was scratching my head saying, "Wow, he must have been a good pitcher." But it didn't. Eventually, I caught it. It just didn't make any sense. So, but again, it just shows you that I'm still learning this game. Well, for the Orioles, it was 2 hits for Bunbury, 2 hits for Belanger, who had 2 RBIs. So I think those are the main guys. Bunbury scored 3 runs, and Belanger drove in 2. And Munson, wow, I have Munson as having 3 errors in right field. I don't know if that's possible here. Let's see. Munson with 3 errors in right field. I don't think that's possible. Let's see. I know he had an error there. That was an error in E9. That was 1. Huh. Oh, that's his total errors. He had 1 error. Okay. Yeah. He had 1 error, but that's his 3rd on the season. Excuse me. He had 1 error in this game. The E9 that came in the 6th inning. But I think he had an error in yesterday's game. He's played right field in this whole series. He's made 2 errors. And I think this is the only series where Thurman Munson plays right field. Actually, in some of the, you know what? I think it's Status Pro that puts the number of games that he played in that position. Which, I mean, I can look that up. That's easy. That's easy to do. Let me look up Thurman Munson really quick in '76 and see how many errors Thurman Munson had. And if you want to know more about this team, watch Bronx is Burning free on YouTube. You can check that out. I'm going to go check. I think I'm up to episode 5. 1976 fielding. Let's look at the fielding. Fielding. 76. Let's see. He plays right field. Oh, in 76. Wow, what? No, wait. Oh, he plays 9 games in right field. 5 complete games. He makes only 1 error. Okay, 1 error in 9 games. So I think he's already got 2 errors in this series alone. So on E question mark, and then it was a fly out to right. He's got 2 dropped errors. two drop balls out there. All right, so that's about it, guys. Thanks for coming by. This is CP Cards and Dice. Remember, this is your home for chat and strategy and news and Topps baseball cards and just all the stuff, all books and so forth. So thanks for stopping by. This is CP Cards and Dice with finishing out the series, the Baltimore series, using Inside Pitch. I hope I'm a combination of entertaining and also informative, in that I try to give you guys, insight into my approaches to the game, and also my strategies and in general, and then also, of course, learning how to play the game. Learning how the flow of the game, and so on and so forth. So this is CP Cards and Dice saying adios, hasta la vista. Thanks a lot for checking me out. Be good.